Jesus is crying and trying to reach you right now. This message is meant only for you. If you skip even 1 second, you could lose him forever. What is coming in the next 30 minutes will shock you. Open this now. My child, my beloved, before I say anything else, you need to know that heaven is sad because you were so close to leaving everything that was meant for your soul. Jesus is sad right now. All day, his voice has been calling your name over and over again in the sky. Still, that sound hasn't been able to reach you because of something. It was told to me, Archangel Michael, to step in. It was told to me to deliver this last cry straight into your heart, because no one has ever spoken about what is going to happen in 30 minutes. You're not reading this by mistake. This divine interruption was set up by heaven, so that you could finally hear what no one else was allowed to hear. Do not wait, my child. If you skip this, you will miss what was planned for you a long time ago. If your spirit is stirred right now, my child, don't keep quiet. Now is the time to get in tune with what heaven is letting go of. It's a sign of your choice to stay, to listen, and not to leave what God has planned for you that you type amen in the comments. Let it be a statement that your heart is open and your destiny is moving as you write it. Heaven talks softly sometimes and cries out in pain other times. My child, my beloved, it's the second right now. Jesus has been trying to get to you, but each time you turned away, something holy had to wait. But tonight, yes, tonight, your name is going around the courts of heaven again. This time, it's not just a message. In a divine way, things turn around. Someone planned a tragedy behind your back, but this message has the key to stopping it. That's why Jesus is crying out to you. He wants more than just to keep your heart safe. He wants to keep you alive. He wants you to pay attention to what you are about to read. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. You must quickly understand something. My child, my beloved, there was a sound in heaven this morning. It wasn't music. It wasn't praise. That sound was Jesus' cries for you. A noise that made the gates shake. The angels turned around and asked, "Why is he crying?" You were the answer. That's what he saw happen to you last night. Something wasn't written by God's hand. But he saw it that way. He also knew that darkness could still win if you didn't read this message. Heaven is stepping in through these words, though, and only you, my beloved, can act quickly enough to change what's going to happen. My child, my beloved, pay close attention because the clock is ticking and you are not safe if you don't. Someone nearby recently smiled at you, but they were pulling something heavy inside. Their plans did not come from heaven, it was seen by Jesus. He cried because he knew you still believe them. That's why he sent me to tell you this. Their choice in the next 30 minutes could change your story forever. But if you stick with this message and do what heaven tells you tonight, you will not only be safe, you will become the miracle they tried to destroy. I want you to take part right now. Say something like, "I choose divine protection," in the comments, not as a hope or a wish, but as a choice. When you write it, you align your will with God's help and mark yourself as someone who won't give up before their miracle happens. You must understand how serious this is, my child, my beloved. This isn't a message for everyone. Not everyone should do this. This is the kind of message that will only reach someone who is meant to receive it. That's you. It's been getting to you, right? That tug, that break, and that strange stillness before the shift. Heaven tried to get your attention there, but Jesus isn't whispering anymore. I beg you, he says, if you skip this or even just walk away for a moment, what was supposed to be a happy time could end in sadness. I won't let that happen, though. I'm standing between what's going to happen and what you own. You are being watched, my child, my beloved, not the way you believe. Someone strong whose name is being talked about in places you don't know yet. They are being pushed to make a choice that affects you. A choice that could bring a lot of support or put everything off again. They don't understand how God is using them, that is, Jesus does. This is what made him cry. That's why I was sent. Your miracle is more than just spiritual. It's about money, feelings, and bodies. And it's already been signed. But if you take one wrong turn or ignore a moment, the enemy will try to change your path. Don't let that happen. Stay put. Read everything. You won't believe what happens next. As my beloved child, you stand at a threshold right now. I wish you could see what I see. I can see the beginning of something huge that has been waiting years for your yes. So many times before you thought about it, so many times something else caught your attention just in time for the message to land. Not this time though. Jesus is looking on with tears in his eyes. He knows what's going to happen. He knows the battle that will destroy you. He also knows the secret that heaven just revealed that will save you. Someone in your circle is about to do something that will seem harmless at first. But there is a trick behind it that is so well planned that not even your spirit will be able to see it in time. That's why this message needs to be sent. Now Jesus is crying because of this, and I'm here to speak for him. I'm here to protect what is about to be shown. Do you remember when you almost gave up, my child, my beloved? Heaven does. I was there. I saw you look up at the ceiling and ask God why he kept you here when it looked like everything was falling apart. Still, you stayed. You took a breath. You got back up. People did not forget that moment. That moment was caught on camera in heaven's courtroom. These same judges have now opened a secret that you were not supposed to see until today. Heaven's fire was used to seal this spiritual and holy document. It has your name on it as well as a list of all the promises that were broken through delay, betrayal, and sabotage for Jesus to cry. Today was the day it was supposed to be given away. But if you leave before the last word is spoken, the seal could close again, and an angel won't be able to open it without a sacrifice. There is a cry from Jesus right now for you, my child, my beloved. All day, heaven has been trying to get through to you. Someone sent this message to stop something bad. You might never know the truth if you leave. Stay put, do not skip. This is very bad behind your back. Something is going on. You should be wary of someone who smiled at you before. They're about to do something that might hurt your feelings. But Jesus saw it and told me to warn you. He doesn't want you to get hurt again. The enemy has been blocking a miracle from getting to you by telling lies and taking too long. This is why things have been heavy lately. That's why your heart has been tired. This message, though, is the change. Heaven is now making the way clear. The blessing is on its way to you, but it can't get there until you say yes. Listen to this message all the way through. If you stop before it's over, you might hear nothing again. A close friend or family member is about to tell you a secret. You've kept it inside for too long. It will make you feel free. But it will also shock you. Jesus has been trying to figure out when to act. Now is that time. You're not by yourself. Heaven was watching even when things were very bad. There was a reason why God kept you alive. You haven't seen your biggest goal yet, but you will soon. This message is proof of that. Someone is knocking on your door. Along with a physical one, there was also a spiritual one. Don't forget about the signs that come after this message. All of your wait is over because they are the key. There is a short amount of time left right now. Jesus cried today because of what almost took place to you. He kept you safe behind your back. He wants you to stay here and listen now. It's not just words you read. This is a miracle that you are seeing. Do not click away. Now is your time, my child. My beloved, remember the time you almost gave up. Heaven does. I was there. I saw you stare at the ceiling and ask God why He kept you here when it looked like everything was going to fall apart. Still, you stayed. You took a breath. You got back up. People did not forget that moment. That moment was caught on camera in Heaven's courtroom. And now something you were not supposed to see until today has been made public in the same courtroom. Heaven's fire was used to seal this spiritual and holy document. It has your name on it as well as a list of all the promises that were broken through delay, betrayal, and sabotage for Jesus to cry. Today was the day it was supposed to be given away. The seal may close again, though, and no angel will be able to open it without a sacrifice if you skip this and leave before the last word is used. A shift is coming to your house, my child, my beloved. Even if you can't feel it yet, the spiritual tension is building up in the walls of your home. Someone recently prayed over your name. It was someone who has died, but will always love you. Their voice has been pleading with God to keep them safe. This message got to you in part because of that prayer. Heaven pushed back the scheduled time so that you could see this now, even though it wasn't supposed to happen. And Jesus' tears are not signs of weakness. They are alerts. They're signs from God. Everyone in the kingdom pays attention when the Son of God cries. You chosen one, or what made that sound, stay put. What he saw will be explained in the next few sentences. You'll never see people the same way again after reading them. A conversation about you is going on behind closed doors, my child. My beloved, someone thinks they kept the truth from you, but the veil is now gone. Some parts of their plan are getting out, so I'm shining a light on it now. Today, their voice was heard. They said something about you in a whisper to get in the way of your favor. But Jesus stepped in. He kept those words from getting to the person who could have hurt you. He won't do it again, though. If you stay quiet, this message is your chance to wake up, rise, and move from being late to being in charge. Here is where alignment matters. If your spirit knows this is the right time, join this channel right now. When you subscribe, you're not only staying in touch with content, you're also choosing to stay in line with prophetic guidance when heaven speaks. You are setting yourself up to receive what God releases next when you subscribe. This is not a coincidence, it is God's will. This is where listening turns into action. Now is the time to move forward into what God has already planned for you. Type Amen in the comments if you're ready. Making a public statement that you are ready to move forward with clarity, authority, and divine timing is what you need to do. You weren't made to be manipulated. No one made you to be lied to. In the next 30 minutes, something that your spirit has been telling you for weeks will come true. There is no fun for you in heaven, my child and beloved. This is not language used in poetry. This isn't a metaphor. It's wartime. A fight for your happiness, your right to speak out, and the peace that was taken away from you when you were too young to resist. Jesus is sad because he knows how much your heart has been hurt. Still, you love. You pray all the time. You keep having faith. Not many people have that kind of faith. He has never stopped calling your name because he loves you that much. And right now, you are about to be given access to a level of protection that not even some angels can get to on their own. But once more, please do not close this message. When the next wave of words comes, the enemy will try to change what is about to be given to you. Someone who used to call you family is not who you think they are. My child, my beloved, they have kept a secret from others for months or even years. Because they are jealous, they are getting ready to tell you something that was never meant to be used against you. Their plan was already seen by heaven, but they don't know it. They don't know that everything they do is being watched. That's why this message is so important. Jesus doesn't want to scare you. He wants to get you ready. As soon as you find out this truth, their plan falls apart. That's why the darkness is trying to take your attention away. That's why delay has been following you around like a shadow, but not anymore. This is where the line is. You will cross that line if you stay with me and keep reading. Nothing from their old world will be able to follow you into the blessing. The spirit world is not quiet about you, my child and beloved. As you read this, someone is talking about your name in heaven right now. A real gathering, not a figure of speech. There is still Jesus in the middle, still crying and still putting his hands together for you. Angels are all around him and have records of your past. When you stayed true to them even though everything was against them. The times you really loved someone but still lost them. No one saw the nights when your pillow was wet with tears. It was said something in that divine courtroom, this kid can't miss it again. I was sent because of that sentence. You should look forward to what's coming from ahead and away from what's coming from behind, I was told. But as soon as you don't pay attention to this message, the divine clock starts over and your breakthrough is pushed back. Jesus doesn't want that. Heaven doesn't want that. Stay put. There is something about to be shown to you through someone you didn't expect, my child, my beloved. Someone who left your life before is being drawn back. Not to stay forever, but to give you one last piece of information that will make everything clear. They have no idea why they want to talk to you, but the Spirit does. And this isn't just a random time. This is an alignment of the prophets. Jesus has planned this meeting so carefully that if you miss just one moment, it could throw off the whole sequence. This isn't fear, this is spiritual truth. What's about to happen will make sense of why so many parts of your life have felt slowed down, unclear, or blocked. And heaven will let the blessing come to you once you know what really happened. But this message is where it starts, and it starts with your choice to read it all. Loved one, My child, my beloved child, something will be shown to you through someone you didn't expect. Someone who left your life before is coming back, but not to stay forever. They are coming back to give you one last piece of truth that will make everything clear. That person doesn't know why they have to talk to you. Of course, the Spirit does. And it's not just a coincidence. It's a sign from the prophets. Jesus planned this meeting so perfectly that if you missed even 1 second, it would throw off the whole sequence. This isn't crazy talk. This is having spiritual clarity. What's about to come out will help you understand why so many things in your life felt slowed down, unclear, or blocked. And heaven will give you the blessing once you know what happened. But it starts with this message and your choice to read it all. The enemy wants you to scroll past this, my child, my beloved. It's important for him that you are busy, tired, or distracted. He knows that his hold on you will weaken if you read what's coming next or stay through the next part. As of now, you don't know this, but a long time ago someone made a prayer against you. It was made during a time when you were weak, when your heart was too trusting, and when someone said bad things about you without your knowledge. Jesus has already torn up one copy of that deal in front of the altar in heaven. However, the last version will stay in effect until you answer yes to this word. That's why I was sent. That's why Jesus is sad. Because the miracle can't happen until the truth is revealed. That truth is hidden in what comes next. Don't stop now. There is a gate in heaven with your name carved into it, my child, my beloved. A way in, a way in. There is a holy doorway that leads to everything you've felt in your spirit, but haven't touched yet. This is what I was told to say. The gate is open for a short time. This isn't a sign, this is the law of spirit. This gate will only open by heaven when your heart, timing, and obedience are all right. You've already missed this chance. Jesus knows how much pain that caused. He remembers the tears you shed when you asked yourself why it was happening to everyone else but you. He heard you, he cried with you. And he put off other blessings just so this moment could happen. But if you skip this for even a short time, the gate will close and this window won't open again until the next season. The person who was supposed to bless you might be too far away by then. No, that is not a punishment. This is a warning. Follow me. Someone with power has seen your name, my child, my beloved. Not in the real world, but in a dream, a vision, or a soft voice. They don't know yet that what they felt had something to do with you, but what they do next will change the mood around you. Jesus has already talked to them in their hearts. He is now waiting for you to answer on your end. The link has to be complete. Before the miracle can happen, both sides must work together. This person was picked to bring about a financial blessing that had to be put off because of betrayal and spiritual resistance. Someone you trusted once told you that your wealth was bad. Their anger made a wall. But today that wall is coming down. It will be easy to see what will happen if you choose obedience over distraction and presence over skipping. But if you leave, the link will break and you'll feel the echo of what could have been. That's why Jesus is sad. He can see both outcomes. And you are the only one who can choose which one to happen. There is something you don't know yet. My child, my beloved, Jesus saw something before you knew you were in danger. Before you were born, someone made a promise about your life. It was whispered into being by God's very breath. Strong forces you can't see have fought hard for that promise. Every delay, every betrayal, and every season of confusion was meant to keep you from remembering who you are, We are now seeing less of the veil. That plan is falling apart because heaven is giving you the clearest message you've ever received. Right now, you can break the chains that are holding your future hostage before midnight if you stay and accept it. But if you don't pay attention to this message, even by accident, you will walk right by a gate that was already open for you. That's why Jesus is sad. He can see that you're almost there with the thing you begged for. In the spirit world, a letter has already been written to my child, my beloved. I saw it for myself. It lit up with your name on it. But there was something strange about it. There were tears on the page. Jesus wrote the letter, and his tears stained the words because he was so sad that you might miss it again. Not as a sign of rebellion because they didn't follow the rules, but because this world makes it so easy for people with divine destiny to get sidetracked. You were chosen for a task that needs you to be still, clear, and give up control. And right now, Jesus wants you to do one thing. Don't leave. Do not move the page. The next few lines will give you a big secret that could keep you from making the worst decision of your life, which you were about to make without knowing what. Don't lose your way. Was really going on. In the spiritual world, a letter has already been written to my child, my beloved. I saw it for myself. It lit up with your name on it, but something wasn't right. There were tears on the page. Jesus himself wrote the letter. His tears stained the paper because he was so sad that you might miss it again. Not because they are rebellious or disobedient, but because those who have a divine destiny are easily led astray. You have been marked for something that needs you to be still, clear, and give up. And right now, Jesus wants you to do one thing. Don't leave. Do not move the page. Don't lose your way. The next revelation could keep you from making the worst mistake of your life. Person you are about to trust with your heart is not who they seem to be. My child, my beloved, they have looked at how soft you are. They have praised how strong you are, but jealousy has changed their spirit. Even though they smiled at you, they were telling lies behind your back. Every word was heard by Jesus, and it hurt him because he knows how much you care. You would never think this person was guilty, which is why he is pleading in this message. He's not mad at you. He is watching out for you. The treasure of your spirit is safe with him. He knows that you deserve a love that heals, not one that hides hurts behind nice words. The next 30 minutes are a message from God. Your discernment will awaken in ways that will leave you gasping for air if you stay here and read what I have been told to say next. You might not see the betrayal until it's too late if you turn away. You were never meant to be normal, my child and beloved. That's why the pain you've been through has never been normal. That's why your blessings have always come with trouble. You were picked in a way that not many people will ever understand. And because you chose, you became a target for wars that no one could see. But God is sick of seeing you fight with one arm tied down. Jesus cried today, not because he didn't believe in you, but because you still didn't know how powerful you have been all along. The enemy wants you to keep going through doubts about your worth. He wants you to keep calling your dreams small and saying sorry for being bright. But no longer. This message will wake you up. Right now is the moment when everything changes. I was sent to back up what you've been feeling for weeks. You were not making it up. You were never by yourself. Miracles that seemed far away are now coming at you at the speed of God. A divine witness has come into your atmosphere. My child, my beloved, a supernatural being who knows your future is about to come forward. You don't know what their name is yet. You don't know what they look like, but God knows them very well. Their job is directly related to getting what has been locked up. Their spirit will know when you're done with this message. They'll start to move. They will find a way to show up in your story within days, maybe even hours. It won't be loud when they get there. They're not going to wear robes or titles. They might not even know how much God is using them. But they will bring something like a chance, a name, or a conversation that heaven will use to fix years of delay. This is where it all starts. The signal will be cut off if you leave this message now. They might not get to you in time. That's not something Jesus wants to happen again. This is what's making him cry. That's why I'm still here. If you are still breathing, my child or beloved, it's because your purpose is not through. You thought about why you were still here a lot. You made it through what others didn't. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. You ran away from things that should have broken you. That was not a mistake. That was the covenant. Jesus stood over you when you thought your life was over. Just when you thought the pain was going to kill you, he cried over you. And he's crying again today, because you are about to do what he planned for you. Not because you failed. You shouldn't miss a single thing. He says that's why this message is showing up. That's why you were stopped now. Your whole timeline is changing, but it will only change all the way if you stay and take in what heaven has to say. There is a woman who smiled at you and called you family once, my child. My beloved, because she keeps a secret that stops something important from happening in your life. Her name is written in red in the spirit. You believed in her. You cried in front of her, but she's keeping something from you about your name that she knows will change the way you see everything. Jesus cried when he saw how close you were to finding out. He cried because he knows how much you care and how hurt your heart is from being hurt. I was sent to you to tell you the truth before she twists it to hurt you. This warning has a time limit. You have less than 30 minutes left before someone says something that can't be taken back. I'll show you the signs if you keep reading this message. But if you leave, heaven won't be able to make things happen without your permission. A door is creaking open right now, my child, my beloved. A door you thought would never open again. No longer did you pray for it. You no longer hoped for it. Heaven never did, though. Jesus kept calling your name from behind that locked door. He cried there. I promise you that if you stay with this message, you will hear a knock before the end of the week. A person who ignored you before is about to come back with an answer you no longer need to wait for, but only if you stay where you are. This message was sent by God. Someone is already talking about you behind your back. This time it's not meant to hurt you. It is meant to help you. Don't let past disappointments make you give up before the blessing comes. People who turned their backs on you in the past will be used as witnesses to the miracle God is planning. A door is creaking open right now. My child, my beloved, my child, my beloved. A door you thought was always locked, no longer do you pray for it. It was no longer a hope for you. But heaven didn't. Jesus kept calling your name from behind the locked door. He cried there. You will hear a knock before the end of the week if you stay in line with this message. If you stay where you are, someone who ignored you before will come back with an answer you won't have to wait for. This message was sent by God. It's already being talked about behind your back. But this time, it's not to hurt you, it is meant to help you. Don't let past disappointments make you give up before the blessing really comes. People who turned their backs on you in the past will be in the miracle God is about to do. A big financial break has already been made in your name, my child, my beloved. The economy in heaven doesn't work like the economy in the world. I know this sounds crazy. It flows through timing, obedience, and giving up. Right now, the divine vault has turned toward you because you read this far into the message. The amount in question was the subject of a fight between two groups. One person wanted you to get it, and the other person wanted it sent to someone else. Today, that battle was over. Jesus cried because you had to go through more pain than he wanted. But the wait is over now. There are things out there that you didn't even know had your name on them. The favor you thought you forgot about is coming back to you, but it can still go away if something else takes your attention away. It's getting closer to happen with each word you read. Don't turn your head away. They will be called names. Things will happen with the names. The action will change to release. My child, my beloved, you have felt alone even when you were with other people. I didn't make that up. It was a sign from God. You were taken out of the way not to punish you but to get you ready. A lot of the time, isolation comes before elevation. Jesus cried today because he remembered all the times you tried to explain your spirit, but were given the wrong idea. Some people around you didn't understand the pain in your eyes, but he did. But now heaven sees it, and because of that, there is now a new circle around you. A circle of spirituality, people who can talk to heaven. People who will not try to beat your calling, but will support it. I will show you how to spot them if you keep reading this message. But if you go back to the old cycle, you will be stuck with people whose only job is to slow you down. There is something holy about your name right now, my child, my beloved. I can see it shining in the spirit. The angels stopped to listen as Jesus spoke your name into the wind. Do you know how uncommon that is? Something very important is about to be sent when heaven stops to listen to your soul. A spiritual inheritance is becoming active. A gift that has been on hold for years is hanging over your head. But there is still one thing stopping it. Pay attention. You will reach the point where that inheritance starts to show up if you keep reading this message. But if you leave now, that gift will go back to heaven's vault and wait for another time. That's not just a blessing that was missed. It changes everything about your timeline. Even more, Jesus is crying because he doesn't want you to miss out on any more of the things he has promised you. Something happened in the spirit world while you were sleeping. My child and beloved, something spiritual, not physical, came close to your house. It came to see how close you were to realizing who you are. It stayed there, hoping that something else would keep it hidden. But Jesus saw it and cried out. He cried when he thought about all the times you trusted people who didn't deserve it. That being was not only watching, it was also waiting for you to give up, which made him cry. You didn't, though. Today you opened your eyes. You were strong. This message is now the blade that cuts through that shadow. Right now is your defense. This word will shine for you. That person will never come near your house again after you finish this message. Someone, my child, my beloved, is really sad because they know they let you down. They might never say it out loud. They might not say anything because they are proud. But in their hearts, they've been whispering your name, hoping that God will still let things get better. Jesus also cried over this. He knows how much you loved, gave, and poured into someone who couldn't give or receive the same amount. The story is now changing, though. You're no longer the one who needs to be understood. Heaven is making things right again. The person who hurt you will feel bad about it. You will get something they could never give you if you read this whole message. Feeling better, peace, and a love that comes from God, not from broken people. The next few days will be scary for my child, my beloved. Your natural eyes will see something happen that seems random, something words. A name you know coming up again. It will be easy for you to ignore it. Don't. That sign is the confirmation you begged for behind closed doors. It will come to you quietly and out of the blue, and you might wonder if it's real. Your spirit will know this message is from heaven if you stay with it. That's why Jesus cried today. He saw how many signs you missed before because your heart was tired. Not this time though. This time you won't be able to avoid it. Stay ready if you stay. The sign might still come after you leave, but you won't notice it. And the breakthrough that came with it will move on. No one will know what will happen in the next few days with my child, my beloved. Something will happen that doesn't make sense to you. A sign, a message, or a name that keeps coming up. It's something you should brush off. Don't. That sign is the proof you've been waiting for. It will come quietly and out of the blue, and you might not believe it. But you will know it if you are still on board with this message. That's why Jesus cried today. He saw how many signs people had missed before. Not this one though. This one will talk without words. If you leave now, the sign might still show up, but you won't notice it. The breakthrough will come to someone else. Something holy is around your house right now, my child. My beloved, it's there for me, I get it. Something that has been trying to disturb your peace is being pushed back by a divine shield that is forming around you. The stress, the strange stress, you couldn't explain the weight. It was real and it was making you tired. That being said, heaven has had enough. Today, Jesus didn't just cry, he got up and told the shift to start. That order is now moving. But you can only fully experience its power if you stay under the cover of this word. The shield will close when you finish this message. The covering stops if you walk away. Not as a punishment, but because people have free will all the time. God won't make you hold on to something you're not ready to. You are ready though. That's why you're still reading. Heaven kept this message from you until now for a reason, my child and beloved. You had doubts about the timing for a long time. You asked God why He wasn't answering your prayers when you really needed them. It made you wonder why some people could leave after you gave them everything. You asked yourself why your hard work was noticed, but never fully rewarded. However, heaven has been keeping track of all the time. Jesus has been keeping track of every tear. You couldn't see how many times your name was taken up in court in a spiritual sense. We will never forget you. You were kept safe. You were hidden just at the right time because if you had been let out too soon, what you carry would have been stolen. However, the mood has changed now. The fog is going away. The winds are being told by heaven that it is finally time to open the vault. That's why Jesus is sad, but one thing is still up in the air. He knows what is going to happen. That you will stay here until the last word is said. Do you remember that weird dream you had not long ago? My child, my beloved, the one that made you feel both angry and calm. I didn't make that up. That was a message from the kingdom of heaven. Someone showed up in that dream. They might have looked familiar or they might not have had faces, but they stood for a guardian, a guide, or someone who was assigned to you. The first key was that dream. This is the second message. In a few days there will be one more step. The last key will show up if you stay spiritually awake and still pay attention to the signs. When it does, you will see a breakthrough that breaks all the rules that everyone else follows. But if you drift off again, if life's noise drowns out what Jesus is saying, that last key may go through your life without you noticing it. That's not what Jesus wants, to dry his tears. The only thing that will work is to give him your full attention. There is a reason why you have been so tired lately, my child. My beloved, it's not just physical, in a spiritual way. You have had to carry things that were never yours. You've been fighting wars that have been over for a long time. The enemy tried to weaken you so that you would not be able to receive the blessing when it came. But now that lie is over. I was sent to take off what's been sitting on your shoulders like chains. You can't see heaven is taking off layers of weariness, frustration, confusion, and betrayal. As you read this, Jesus is taking the weight off of you. So, you will feel lighter before this message even ends. Now is the time to turn. After this, if you go back to the same cycle, you will feel more tired. If you read this whole message and really let it sink in, you will be freed of the things you were never meant to carry going into the next season. They are not who you think they are, my child. My beloved, the person you have been thinking about while reading this. Their story has more to it than that. Their secret isn't meant to hurt you. It's because they're afraid of how much you mean to them. Their silence hurt you, but it wasn't because they didn't want to talk to you. It was because they were afraid. Jesus cried when he saw how powerful a lack of them was to you. He saw how much you blamed yourself for things you couldn't change. Pay close attention now. You weren't to blame for what they did. You didn't love too much. You weren't really interested. You just gave your soul to someone who wasn't ready to hold it yet. They are now being faced by God's Spirit. There are ways they can't get away from hearing what heaven has to say. You no longer have to worry about whether they will come back or not. Stay with this message until every bit of truth is revealed. This is the first step toward healing. You've been thinking about someone while reading this. That person is not who you think they are, my child. My beloved, their story has more to it than that. Their secret isn't meant to hurt you. It's because they're afraid of how much you mean to them. It hurt that they didn't say anything, but it was out of fear, not rejection. Jesus cried when he saw how powerful a lack of them was to you. He could see how badly you felt about yourself. You weren't to blame for what they did. You didn't love too much. You just loved someone who wasn't sure how to hold your heart yet. Now they are being faced with God Himself. It's no longer your job to make sure they come back or not. Your healing can start right now, and it starts with this message. Staying up until all the truths are told. I saw something strange with my child, my beloved. Before I came to talk to you today in heaven, a scroll opened. There were a lot of names on it, but yours was the only one that shone. Someone told me it was because this one didn't give up when I asked why. Heaven has praised your strength. What you went through in silence was seen. What you went through without praise now reverberates forever. Jesus got up because of that. He began to say your name over and over. That statement shook everything that was meant to stop you. Chains started to come off. Delays began to go away. You're about to get the shift you cried for. But only if you let this moment finish what it began. You can't scroll past fate. You can't skip the restoration. To mark this moment, I want you to do something. Write, I receive what heaven is releasing in the comments, and then read this message all the way through. This is more than just having fun. Yes, this is agreement. When you say it out loud, you allow something that has been held back to finally move forward. The Spirit is now hovering over you, waiting for you to say yes. Here, being consistent turns into a promise. You can align your spiritual life by subscribing to this channel. When you do that, you say yes to ongoing guidance, safety, and prophetic clarity. People who stay put are praised by God. And this subscription is your promise to stay where your breakthrough is being spoken. Please read this slowly, my child, my beloved, we will never forget you. Not even once. Even though it seemed like heaven was quiet, angels were still calling your name. At the time, you thought your prayers were not being answered. Jesus was planting answers where you couldn't see them. And today, those seeds start to grow. That's how this message got to you. That's why everything stopped. Your heart was meant to be here. Everything you went through was worth it, but only if you stay. This letter is the link. If you leave, the harvest will take longer. If you stay, heaven's windows will open wide. Someone is about to call your name in a room you have never been to. My child, my beloved, something big will change when they do. This won't be a joke. It will be an activation from God. Their words will clear a way that had been blocked for a long time. Someone is drawn to you, but they don't fully understand why. Their spirit is responding to the cry of heaven. You will be spiritually ready for that moment. If you read this message all the way through to the end, the sign is easy to find. The invite won't get away from you, but if you leave now, someone else might get the chance instead of you. You might still be chosen. You are on heaven's timetable, and soon it will be that time. Don't miss it. Jesus cried when he saw how near you are. He knows what's coming. I agree with you. That's why I'm still here, still talking, and still holding you in this very holy moment. Your voice has more power than you know. My child and beloved, there have been changes in the spiritual world because of the words you have spoken out loud and in whispers. You thought you were talking to yourself, but God was hearing you. When you said you were tired of it all, or that you could not take it any longer, you were heard, not judged, heard. Now Jesus is answering with power instead of punishment. He is giving you a rare power, the power to undo the words that slowed you down. You will be given the words that will break down the walls that other people tried to build around your life. If you stick with this message and keep reading, you are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you," every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith. And as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. What if you stop now? You will keep fighting with tools that were not made for the level you are now at. This plan is what you need. It's being shown right now. Once this message is over, the enemy is afraid of what you will say. Stay put. Talk. Step into the new space that is ready for your voice. My beloved child, someone younger in your family looks up to you more than they ever say. They have been following your trip. They know how strong you are. They saw how you got through something that should have broken you. Seeing how long you stuck with it has made them start to believe in God again. Jesus cried over this, but not because he was sad. He cried because you have such power over people. Your big step forward won't just help you. In a generational way, it will break a pattern. Share this message with someone you care about. If this word is speaking to you, sharing this word from the prophet is a way to transfer the anointing. God is moving in you in a way that can start to affect other people, open doors, and make the breakthrough reach more than one person. That being said, this process is still tough. Do not end this moment. What you're reading is fire from God. You didn't even know that your bloodline was tied to chains that are now on fire. Heaven will change the record for your family. If you read this message all the way through, but if you leave what was meant to go through, you might stop talking. Jesus is sad about that silence. God is calling your name right now in heaven, my child, my beloved. I'd like to ask you to share this message before we end. You are not losing anything when you share this prophetic word. Instead, you are making it bigger. Heaven gives you back what you give to other people. Sharing starts a movement, spreads the anointing, and lets your breakthrough reach people who are connected to you. It's more than just a message. It is a rescue from God. God is getting you out of something that was secretly meant to hurt you. That's why your spirit feels the need to act so quickly. Do not let this chance go by. Today, Jesus cried because he knew what was going to happen. He saw people silently making choices about you. You have a feeling that some people have not been telling you the whole truth. This message helps you understand things better. After you get a clear picture, you will never be confused again. You are about to make a big change in your life, but it needs your full attention. The bad guy hopes that this will take your attention away, but Archangel Michael is protecting you and telling you to keep reading this message. The prayer you've been making is almost here. You're not as far away as you think. It might not get to you if you leave. Now, though, today is the last time heaven will try to tell you this truth. Your spirit knows this is real because you are still reading. You are going to be called on for something beautiful. The door you thought was locked for good is slowly opening, but it won't stay open for long. You have to go through it before midnight. Do not wait. Your fate lies on the other side. You have been picked. It's safe for you. You are loved very much. You asked God to send one last sign, and this was it. For one last act of faith, please do this before you leave. On this video, slowly press the like button. It's not about the platform. It has to do with alignment. When you like this message, it means you agree with it. Believe that God's favor is flowing into your life, getting rid of any resistance, speeding up the answers, and making the things you've been praying for finally. And when you agree, flow starts. Happen as you like it. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected high-vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This psychic herd principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life. If you follow it, you won't just receive blessings. They will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional. But your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.